Do good work is not a label, but a way of living. It is the constant and diligent effort to achieve a new level of excellence in one's own life. It is the hidden inner beauty behind the struggle to achieve excellence. It's not perfect, but imperfect. It is the effort, discipline, and focus that often goes unnoticed. The goal of Do Good Work is to highlight that drive. The guests I have on this show emulate this drive in their own special way. You'll be able to apply new ideas into your own life by learning from them. We will also have one-on-one episodes with me where we'll dive into my own experience with entrepreneurship and leadership. Every episode is designed to provide you with ideas that you can apply and grow in excellence in all areas of your life, business, and career. I just got finished being interviewed on a podcast, and the host asked me a very interesting question, because during our conversation we talked a lot about business growth, scaling of the companies, ensuring that the team is well, ensuring that you're well. But she asked me at the end, like, what are some of the topics that we didn't really hit on during our conversation? Because we talked a lot about productive profits, but what are some of the topics that we didn't touch on that are important to founders and listeners? So if you're a founder of a startup, if you're a growth-oriented company, if you're growing, right now, or you're growing or managing a team, one of the underlying things that I don't think a lot of people talk enough about, or even give you reasons why, is the point of exercise, health, and well-being as you grow a company. Because I'm not going to get into a lot of the science. I'm not a scientist. I mean, if you're looking at me right now, I'm clearly not a scientist. But I will tell you this, there is a lot of science backing what I'm about to tell you, and from my own experience, that living healthy is part of it, but also working out and exerting energy will help you grow your business for several reasons. The first one, and this is the most obvious one, is that as you're growing a company, there's stress. Stress is happening right now, either with you or with the team or with the people who are helping you fulfill the goal and the vision. Stress is happening. Part of exercise, of course, is allowing you to let that stress go and ensuring that you have a healthy way for your brain to work. And on top of that, I think for founders and those who are driving the vision home, who are making things happen, pedal to the metal, or making things work, is working out, especially early in the morning, gives you mental grit. It gives you mental grit to do the things that you don't want to do, but know you have to do anyways. One of the common misconceptions with entrepreneurship and business is that what got you here won't get you there. But you typically, because you're here, now you think they have to change all these different things in order to get to the next level. And that can, it's like shiny object syndrome, where you want to do all these new strategies, do these cool things, take on that new shiny object, when really you just need to do the boring things that got you here and continue to do the boring basic things to get you where you want to go. Business is simple. People are complex. Okay? What got you here won't get you there. But going back to the health perspective, is that when you have the mental grit and you're doing things you don't feel like doing, especially in the morning, pushing through that and allowing you to do the things that you know you ought to do, that creates a habit, and it creates a condition in your mind and in your brain and in your personal character that you are going to do whatever it takes, even if you don't feel like it. I can speak personally, and you don't have to work out at this hour, but I know that when I wake up, and either I wake up a little bit late and I have a 5 o'clock workout, it takes me 10 minutes to drive there. 10 minutes on a good day, right? 10 minutes to drive there, 5 a.m. Sometimes could I skip today's workout? I don't feel like it. But then I know that from experience that if I don't do the workout, I'm not going to be 100% where I'm at, and something changes about the flow of my day and how I show up to meetings, how I show up to client work, how I show up with teams. Something changes with that. So that's specifically there. The other aspect as well is, when you work in a business, you don't always want to have sprints and always seeing it as a long-term play. People always say that it's a marathon, not a sprint. However, when you start to work out, you know that you have to finish through. And even if you have 3 seconds left, 30 seconds left, 150 meters left, whatever it is,
sprint to the finish line. If that's your milestone, let's say you have a milestone in order to reach an overarching goal, but your first milestone's down here, the big goal's over here. This is a marathon, but the first milestone, sprint to that. And if you see success coming, yeah, you can stroll your way through success. Some people like that, but I don't want you to get lax when you are about to achieve a milestone. I've done that before working out. Like, so I'm on the rowing machine, and if it's 750 meters in a 2-minute sprint or a 2,000, or I don't know how many, 20 minutes worth is, it's 5 a.m. I'm not keeping track of meters, but I know sometimes when I see that I'm going to beat my 2-minute timer, I sometimes relax for the last 30 to 10 seconds. And when that happens, like, I could have gone harder. I could have pushed through. I could have sprinted to the finish line. And doing that, translating that over to work, like, I don't want to get too lax. And a lot of founders have this fear is that you don't get too lax when you're about to reach a milestone. So reach that milestone, do it healthy. Don't burn out. Don't burn out your team. But do it in a healthy way where you sprint to the finish line of that milestone, celebrate. And this is where, like, that work hard, play hard mentality comes in. Celebrate that milestone, get excited, get people around you excited, build that team culture, that camaraderie, that collaboration, that you actually achieved something and you gave it your full out strength. So there's that. And the other component as well is that, it has hidden components where working out does help you become better in all other areas of your life, what you didn't directly want to or intend to become better. Relationships and your communication and the way that you feel. And this is so key right now because as we're more in a remote world, remote teams, cross communications, online, Slack, Zoom, Teams, whatever you want to call it, we want to make sure that we're all healthy and that we're all growing in every aspect of our life, relationships, personal health, mental health. And again, I'm not an expert. I am not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I am a practical implementer of wisdom and learn from that wisdom and sharing here with you. So, and also from others' wisdoms too. So how do you apply that and make sure that you can grow holistically, not only yourself, but if you're leading a team, making sure that your team is healthy and well. You can't force them to work out. You can't force them, but you can show up better as a leader. When you work out and you have that mental clarity, when you work out and you feel better, when you work out and have that happy serotonin, dopamine, you can lead better. You can make better decisions. You can have that ease with the team so the team now doesn't feel stressed, because if you're stressed, they're stressed. That sucks. Happens all the time. So how can you show up better as a leader? How can you support your team better? How can you encourage them and inspire them? Maybe you have wellness programs. Maybe you have incentives for them to be more physically fit. But part of that is just having a holistic approach. And you don't have to do crazy things like, well, I mean, I'm a little crazy doing stuff at 5 a.m., et cetera, et cetera. I mean, people do at 4, it's whatever. But the whole thing is that just start with a walk. Start with getting some sunlight. Start by doing small little actions in order to facilitate a healthier, holistic approach. Because as a leader, this is going to help you significantly in all areas, not only as you grow the company, as you grow your team, and as you expand your impact, and as you grow as a human being. Because if there's one thing that I've learned specifically that it overlaps between working out and growing a company, it's not a sexy word. Everyone hates this word. It's discipline. Discipline to maintain the course. Discipline to see your actions through. Discipline to make a plan and not get boggled down by all these different ideas as you're heading through that plan 6 months down the line, a year down the line, 2 years down the line. Discipline to stay on the track. Discipline to lead. To do the things that you don't want to do. Success is a moment. We all imagine this whole moment success. Like I'm getting married this weekend. Right? So the time of this recording is now a dated, episode here, but I'm getting married this weekend. That's a moment. Time passes. We experience time as humans. Right? So time passes from present to past time, and we experience it through our watches, through our time calculator, whatever. We experience it. Success is a moment. It comes and it passes. The journey is what we live through. How are you living through your journey? And I encourage you to live that in a very healthy and holistic approach. You can start today. Take a walk. Take a walk in the evenings. If you're a morning person, take a walk in the morning. Then start to jog. Then start to sprint. Start implementing ways to grow in other areas that can be, in a healthy way, uncomfortable, but also helping you expand and helping your brain work and grow. Because when we grow our companies, when we grow a business, it's more than just that. It's especially when you're making something significant, you're working with others. And how you show up for yourself and how you show up for others, that's the two key ingredients, the teamwork and the implementation of that teamwork. And if your team isn't well, your implementation isn't going to be as well. And that'll affect if you're getting funding, that'll affect if you are pitching to new clients, that'll affect every aspect of the company. So working out is definitely a significant way to increase the vitality of your business growth, but just look at it from a holistic point of view. And